Hey guys, Charles Autospot Podcast with me and Joseph here, episode 5. So today we're going to talk about something more maybe technical, but it's a very common topic. It's what are your favorite brands and products that you like to use? Like when you started detailing to when you become more professional to maybe you're like a prosumer, right? We'll talk about some of these topics that kind of started. So I guess the first question for you, Joseph, is when you first started detailing, not even when you started your business, when you started detailing, what were some of the first products that you purchased to get your stuff started, from soaps to,
Yeah.
cleaners and stuff?
You know what's funny? I actually started. There's a company called Obsessed Garage,
Yeah.
and because I didn't know anything, and there was so many products on the market, so many brands, and in detailing, there's so many products. One for your wheels, one for all-purpose cleaners, polishers, soaps, different types of soap. So I was a little bit confused. So there was the company Obsessed Garage, Matt Mormon.
Matt runs that company.
What I liked at that moment was that he categorized and he gave you like one product. So if it was for wheels, he had one product. He'd be like, hey, use this product for wheels. Use this product for tires. Use this product to clean the interior. So I love that it was just like I wasn't trying to go on a website which had 10 different interior cleaners and I didn't know which one to pick. So he said, this is the best. Use this for your interior. So I was like, okay, perfect. So when I first started, I used everything Matt Mormon.
What was it? What was the
Basically,
product?
okay. So I remember at that time the wheels was Breakbuster by PNS,
Breakbuster.
which I don't use anymore.
remember
That was
Breakbuster?
tires and wheels. Interior cleaner was PNS Express Interior.
That's okay.
Soap was soap was Kosh Chemie GSF or
That's
Car
okay.
Pro Reset.
Carburetor that's decent.
Yeah, there was a lot of. I remember I was using Car Pro Pearl at that time for all my dressings.
Pearl's still good.
Pearl's still good. Um, we don't use this anymore, but like, I mean, all details don't use it. But I remember putting for sealants, I would use PNS Bead Maker.
Oh, everybody
That's like
starts with the
gone.
bead
No
maker.
one uses it anymore.
It's too dusty. That's the problem.
Yeah, no durability, too dusty.
It's not meant to be durable. I think it's fine. The durability's fine.
It was like more of a like just a drying aid kind of product. So I remember when I first started, I used Matt Mormon's.
Okay, Matt, more
thing.
suggestions. Yeah.
And it was a good way to start because it showed me that it gave me a base.
Yeah.
It got me started. I had everything I needed to do the job, but it wasn't the best in my opinion. It was good for him, but it wasn't the best for a business. But it gave me this kind of framework. It gave me this framework to think about, oh, I need a product for this. So when I'm on the job, I had at least something that I could use for each individual part of the car. Anything that I needed to be done, I could do. Nowadays, after years of running the business, I use more companies. So if it's any kind of cleaning product like APCs, degreasers, wheel cleaner, interior cleaner, I go with a company that is more commercial. So the company I'm using now is called Car Candy, and most of my products are from Car Candy. I also cut down my product list from like hundreds to maybe less than 10. So it went from multiple containers of products, multiple brands, all the way down to like maybe one to three brands, and a lot less chemicals because typically they all do the same thing with a slightly different smell, slightly different color, maybe something slightly different chemical composition, but they're a lot stronger, they'll do the job, and they're very safe. Anything like polishes and pads, stuff like that, I go from a more a company that more aligns with that, like maybe a Rupes or Kosh Chemie, or so one of those brands. And I see which one's like most suitable to me to meet my needs, right? How about you?
When I started, it was a little, not like maybe in my professional business, but just dabbling into detailing. I started watching YouTube. This is circa 2014. Like, this is quite a while ago. The only real good, in my opinion, detailers that were on YouTube is, I believe his name, Larry Ammo New York.
Yeah.
Dude's a legend out there. He's still doing his thing. He's got his own brand. Good for him. I learned a lot from him, and he's still very technical in certain aspects. But from a product base, at that time, there was not a lot of companies, especially in Canada, that were selling a lot of specific detailing stuff. But CarPro was available, I think, at the time. So a lot of stuff I had to actually pick up from Canadian Tire, and at that time, there's not a lot of stuff out there. Chemical Guys was actually getting popular back then. So I used some of their stuff to start. And then 3D was just coming out, 3D Products, which is more of a professional detailing commercial brand. I think they make a lot of good stuff. They make it in bulk too as well. I still use a lot of their stuff right now. But I started with a lot of 3D stuff because, number one, they're pretty high quality for what it is, and it's pretty cheap in terms of the cost volume. I think a lot of detailers from the beginning, they start with the PNS stuff, and they're good. I would say lots of PNS stuff is pretty good, but I would say if you're doing volume, and like nobody uses PNS Interior Express if you're doing actual heavy volume. I think the dilution rates is just not quite good enough. You might get away with Coach Chemie stuff if you're higher end, but I think the PNS stuff is more prosumer. But some stuff is okay.
I don't consider PNS prosumer. I think their products are complete.
No, I think they're okay.
Terrible.
I think they're
so
okay.
terrible.
I think they're okay. I think they're not bad, and they're not super expensive. So I think it's good medium in terms of what you're getting. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with the products. I just don't think if you're doing volume and you want kind of flexibility, I just think you want stuff that is just more, higher quality, more bang for your buck in a nutshell. But if you're like a prosumer, I think the products are fine in terms of cost efficiency and what they offer. But don't use Breakbuster. That's
it's more of a maintenance, but
it's a maintenance wheel cleaner. But like, you don't like, why would you need a maintenance wheel cleaner when you can just dilute something stronger, right? Like, it's such a pointless product in my opinion, because it's just not strong enough to do anything when you have
more
a heavy
maintenance.
but then why would you buy something just for maintenance? Like,
exactly.
if you're even a prosumer or like a professional, you would never buy that because it just makes no sense. You would rather dilute something that heavily so that it's cheaper. It does the same thing as maintenance, right? I don't know the pH of that, but I don't believe it's like super alkaline.
No.
It's just not a strong cleaner at all. Honestly, it's like a strong APC for your wheels. That's basically.
I don't even think it's that strong of APC.
It basically, and it doesn't remove iron. It has no iron remover either as well. Sometimes I'll mix iron remover in my general standard wheel cleaner, or I'll use a strong APC as a base. But don't use Breakbusters. That's the one product. Beadmaker used to be really good in terms of kind of, again, it's like a prosumer product, but I would say biggest issue is I think it catches dust a lot or something. I personally haven't used it because there's so many other different products. I think they're just more useful, and I don't like hand spraying stuff. So I wouldn't use that professionally. I think it looks good. It gives the 1 month-ish what people want from a wax temporary sealing, but there's like a billion of them products out there, right? That does the same thing, right? As a drying aid as well. Again, when you look at cost efficiency, kind of mediocre in a nutshell.
So essentially, now when I'm thinking of buying products, I typically try to find a company that does large quantities, so 5 gallons or more. So if I can get their product in at least a 5-gallon or a drum, then they're a company to go with. Otherwise, if you're because we're talking about business, we're not talking about consumers here. If you're talking about business, 5 gallons or more. Anything less than that, you're throwing money. It's just gonna rinse you with the amount of quantity of cars you're gonna go through and the amount of product. Sometimes you're saving like up to 40-50% by buying in large quantities. So, so one thing is buying in bulk. Next is any kind of cleaner, you want it strong. You want it to do the job. If let's say you're cleaning rims, you're gonna have to learn how to use acid. Acid is literally, it's gonna save you money on chemicals. It's gonna save you time on cleaning, and you're gonna clean every single rim without having 20 different cleaners on your work van or in your workshop, going from like the harshest to the strongest. Your paint is, there's no harsh or strong. It's just safe for your paint. You can have something that's strong that's safe for your paint. You can have something that's weak that's safe for your paint. Whatever you pick, it's just how you use it. So I would say any cleaner, you find a company that is it's strong, it's good, safe for your health, and that's what you go with. For me, any kind of dressing, any kind of seal, any kind of protection, I want it a little bit more verified, a little bit more like they had better quality control or materials put into the product. So anything like a dressing for your tires, a dressing for the interior especially, I want it high quality. Anything like a wax for your car, I want it high quality as well. So I test a lot of different waxes, and I want it at least 12 month on the bottle. This would be like a year durability or 12-month durability.
And you get 6 months.
And then you get 6 months. Or you get the one that says 4-month durability and you get 1. So I always do the one that is be like 12 months at least, and then you get 6. Perfect. I don't even tell people how long it lasts. I just use 12 months. It lasts longer than what people are already expecting. And then any kind of polishes, it's just pretty much based on preference, environment. So like how hot outside, how hot the weather is.
If you're not
you
in
know,
a closed
if you're not in a
controlled
shop,
environment,
right? So
yeah.
something like 3D1, great for outdoor weather. Something that something that doesn't have as much oils will dust very easily
in heat.
in the heat, and then you're just here doing extra work, and it's just not going to be a good cut as well, or a finish.
Yeah, I mean the technical
know?
side for polishing it's a whole like it is a whole monster to cover. I think maybe we'll cover it next time. But polishing is it's a whole different type of beast in terms.
Yeah.
Of, it's not hard, but there's a lot of different things that go into it per se. But yeah. I am happy with what the market has shown from products. Is there's so many different products. Good marketing for a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Great marketing for a lot of them, but I think if you're a professional, yeah, you got to look for the ones that can get you 5 gallon at least, for the ones that you're gonna utilize consistently. Because yes, I think like most 5 gallons, you're gonna be saving minimum 20%
Yeah.
minimum, and you know that makes a big difference over time.
Well, I think
that's what I've seen.
so. Like Dark Fury, the equivalent is Car Candy's Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah, but they're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. They're not the same formula.
Not same formula, but let's say
It just looks similar.
But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people are buying Dark Fury now. I know, and let's say a similar product would be Chocolate Thunder, and Chocolate Thunder for 5 gallons, Chocolate Thunder is like $100, $100-something for 5-gallon container.
It's the same thing with Dark Fury. You can get it. You can get it in
Yeah.
the States.
And
Superior products.
but I'm just saying like what this product is.
Yeah.
But then in 55 gallons, if you get it in a 55-gallon drum, it's $750. So do the math. Let's say that's $100 for 5 gallons. Times 21 is like almost more than double. It's like $2,200. Right? So
Yeah.
no, $2,100 compared to a 750 for the drum. So you're saving a ton of money on product.
Yeah, I would say,
Ton.
but I would say like unless you're running like a larger shop with some volume, most people probably don't need the drums. I would say because like I think it would probably take too long to go through a drum.
Yeah.
A drum. That's
Just depends on how much product you use.
But yeah, but like if you're even like you're doing that 4-to-1 most times, and then so you're having like a 220
Yeah.
gallons.
Well, I know like
product,
a drum.
right?
A drum is 55 gallons.
Yeah, so four
I know-
times is 220
Yeah.
gallons, right?
But I know for me, like I'm gonna go through at least like 20 gallons. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's fine. I'm just saying if you're doing 55,
Yeah.
that'll take you years, and I think that's not. It's not even about the money. I think it's just the product shelf life. Like you don't. It's not necessary to have.
I don't think there's a shelf life on it. It lasts forever.
No, it doesn't last forever.
No? You don't think so?
No, I don't. Like I would say like if you're like a bigger shop that does some consistent volume, the drums make a lot of sense.
Or you get a drum and then you just split it with other buddies that you have. You know, that would be, and you save tons of money.
That's fine.
Like if I'm saving like $1,500, 100% it's worth it.
But you again, we got to do the math on that. You probably $1,500 over 3 years or something like that, which is still nothing. It's still not nothing.
It's not nothing.
It's not nothing. It's
Because
not,
that's one product.
Yeah.
And then now you choose another product and another product. It adds up.
it makes sense. But I want to. This would be more advice to more people that are expanding into bigger shops, more volume. Yeah, buy the drums if you plan on being in business long term. For the newer people, don't buy the drums. Because the truth is, detailing companies don't last more than 3 years on average, like at most.
Yeah.
So, buy your once you're sustainable, buy your
don't be like started out your business buying drums, but like maybe you're a few years in.
Yeah, you need a shop and you need some volume and you need some consistent business.
Yeah.
And have a game plan.
Yeah.
Then you buy the drums. Okay. Then you can be like Mr. Anthony Santiago on detailing
Buying
money,
drums,
buying
yeah.
drums, which makes sense because dude's using chemicals all day, right? 90% of the solopreneurs, the 5 gallon works well for about a season ish, and
Yep.
you should be good, especially with diluting 4-to-1 ish, right? And acid, like I don't use it every single time, but yeah, maybe a 5 gallon will last you 1 to 2 seasons if you're using consistently. But other people, like if you're diluting a little bit more, you may not need as much because you don't need as much acid. To be honest, it's a very strong product, and also make sure that you're just not inhaling it constantly. It's just not a good thing to.
Am I blocking them? I'm going out.
No.
The car's on the.
Are you?
But
He'll text me.
So we went from like beginning stages where you don't know shit. So I went to someone that organized it for you, and then we went to the professional that wholesaling strong cleaners and good dressings and stuff like that. Going through that, and then what about the consumer? If let's say you're a guy that's not running a business, you're just doing your own car. Honestly, any product will work. Go to Canadian Tire, and it'll be fine.
Walmart, or if you're in the States,
Yeah.
O'Reilly's, they have a lot of decent products.
But just one caveat that I have, or one thing that I always say is like, don't fall for the trap where they're like, let's say Turtle Wax. I know Turtle Wax has has different lines.
Yeah, has different hybrid solutions.
Hybrid solutions, stuff like that.
Line.
But let's say the hybrid solution line, there will be a something called like exterior spray ceramic coating. Okay, perfect. And then they'll have another one where it's like $5 more, and it will be called exterior. What's that thing? What's the idea? You know where it's made of diamonds? They say, or
I think I
it's like a different type, not ceramic coatings, but
it's like diamond graphene, some shit
like
that.
yeah. So graphene. So they'll be
Graphene
say
is
something-
different.
So they'll be like, exterior graphene spray coating. If it's $5 more, go with the ceramic. It's gonna be the exact same. Don't spend extra $5. It's for marketing. with.
They are different. The SRX2 and Graphene
yes,
are different.
It's different, but you're not gonna see a difference. That's what I
Yeah,
say.
it's
different,
essentially
you're
the same,
it's the same
thing in terms of what it's trying to provide. Yeah, I do agree. You know, in terms of the consumer stuff, it's like you just want water beating, chemical protection,
Yeah.
right? Easy wash. It kind of all does similarly. Some of them last longer, easier to apply. You know, choose the one that's you can afford, that you like to use, and that is readily available. That's it,
Yeah,
right?
readily
Right.
available.
As a you know DIY guy or something like that, or a person, right?
But I would also say one thing is that if let's say you had an exterior shampoo or whatever, and then there's one where it's bubble gum fucking scented, and the other one and another one is a no scent, and then the bubblegum flavored one was like $5-10 more. Go with the no scent. It's unless if you really enjoy cleaning your car and you love smelling this bubble scented chemical, cool, go for it. But to save money as a consumer, go with the non-scented one. But for the interior, yeah, if it had a bubble gum scent and you liked it, it's your interior. You're gonna be in this car. Do the bubblegum scent. You know?
Yeah, I would say for the consumer side, there's a lot of availability outside of kind of the retail stores now, and there's some retail stores locally for in Canada and in US or whereabouts, and there's lots of online resources that you can buy a lot of great products from.
Yeah.
Now, so when I started like fiddling and detailing over 10 years ago, there wasn't as much availability. There was some, I think, stores, but not as much as they are now. Now there's a lot, so there's a lot of different products.
Yeah, even in the last like 2 years, a lot of products I've seen like a significant boost. I don't know what happened.
It's
but
kind of confusing. I mean, the auto care market has grown and increased. I think that's part of it. But I think now there's so many different products. Now it becomes confusing and stuff. And it's like it's the truth. If you're not doing this professionally, something like that, I haven't tried everything, but a lot of things are kind of similar in approach.
Yeah.
And not to harp on DIY detail, but I like some of the products, but you know they come out with kind of like too many different things that are so similar. I don't like that. In my opinion, and they came out with some new MV detail ceramic like spray, and then they had like what's that? They're similar like beat it up or beach.
Yeah, honestly, we should create our own line and be like a no name kind of line, like no name.
Yeah,
and it'll be like soap or like sponge. It's just so we should create a line where it's just like wash. Interior cleaner, wheel cleaner, literally, and it'll just be like
it'll be the next venture. I know a private label contract that do that actually. So it's not that difficult. It's just finding the right formulation.
Yeah.
But I do think part of the success of detailing companies for consumer to prosumer, which is the major market, it's not professional. It's more like consumer to prosumer. Is really the marketing aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
I think the marketing aspect. But I do agree with you to a certain extent that I think there might be a little bit of a market for just no nonsense.
Just
all right, give me a sec, guys. All right, a little intermission, but we're back. So, yep, we're talking about kind of like in terms of too many products on the market. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I do think it's become more of a cash grab recently for some of the stuff, and companies are just
most are the same. Most are pretty good. They'll do the job.
Yeah.
Like from what I see, they'll do the job. Most are the same. It's just cost at the end of the day.
Yeah. Except don't buy chemical guys.
Most of the times, it's like don't buy chemical guys.
That's the reoccurring joke in the detailing industry. It's quite a successful brand in terms of what they do, especially more than I feel like
it's terrible. Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're terrible. I would just say they're very mediocre for the cost.
Very mediocre.
Very mediocre for the cost. Some stuff is decent. There's some stuff I've used. VRP, kind of their plastics thing.
Yeah, it's just that's like normal stuff. It's very.
But that's one of the ones that are actually pretty decent.
But I would say most stuff is good, super decent. Most companies super decent. Don't go to the lowest end like Autobrite, Chemical guys. They're probably not very good. Even ones with less marketing, like the marketing is not as good, packaging is not as good. Like Superior Products, Car Candy, Bloomco, super good. They just suck at marketing. They suck at looking premium. That's what I'd say. But their products, great.
Yeah.
Products like Kosh Chemie and stuff like that. Kosh Chemie, CarPro, Geon, good products. Just the cost is astronomical. And
Some of them more expensive.
very expensive. So
Although the Germans do a good job in R&D, generally speaking, for some of their stuff. But even Koch Chemie has come up with like 3 different types of like interior cleaners that you can kind of use, right? Like,
it's too much.
Their APC, their interior cleaner, the MZR, they're all like kind of sort of similar. Like you kind of sort of use the same thing, but then like it kind of, some of them are more niche specific, which is just like, it's a pain in the butt if you're doing this professionally. And then you're buying all 3 different, like.
Too many to think of. It's hard for if you have employees, it's hard for them to start learning too.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this leather, you use this. I'm like,
I would say, oh, and you brought up a good point. Like so many products. So if I would also say, if let's say you were talking about now carpet cleaning, that's a whole industry for it.
Yeah.
So there's a whole industry, there's a whole group of experts that do carpeting. And the thing is, carpeting is easy until it's not. There's so many types of carpeting. There's so many ways of cleaning carpeting and so many chemicals. I would go to your local carpet cleaning supply, it's like janitorial supply shop, and they will give you a product that will do everything, one product that will do everything you find in an automobile. There's like probably nothing else that you need. I know a lot of people say Flex Fire and Ice. There's Bridgestone, I think it's called Bridgestone Point products as well for carpet cleaning. So yeah, you just need one product and you can get literally any fabric, any carpet done for automotive. If you're cleaning carpeting for like, I don't know, your house and stuff, there's different materials, a lot more different materials. So it's different. But for carpet cleaning, don't go with Kosh Chemie, Polestar, MZR, stuff like that. Go with the expert. Go with your janitorial supply shop, and they will tell you what is the best for automotive care.
Yeah, that's actually probably one of the best devices you can get in terms of carpets. Like you actually can use commercial carpet cleaners that are more cost efficient because they do bigger areas and they're specific to stain removal in a nutshell. So you don't need to use kind of automotive related. They're all kind of generally not as good or not as cost efficient. I totally agree. Last topic we cover. Let's cover a little bit on the pressure washers because this is something that
more equipment
I guess
side.
this is something that people don't really understand when they get into it because there's pressure washers for automotive, pressure washers for pressure washing cleaning, right? There's a big difference, but most people don't actually understand it when they just buy whatever a pressure washer, right? I think the basics that you need to know for automotive is GPM, which is gallons per minute, which is how much water you're throwing at the car, and then PSI, which is basically the strength of the water coming out, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? And then the higher than that, the stronger it is coming out. So when you're washing your vehicle, you're detailing, you don't need a lot of PSI specifically because that can actually damage the paint or damage whatever because you're not trying to clean concrete, right? If you're doing pressure washing business, you want high PSI to get concrete and like panels and whatever you're cleaning. But in automotive, you only need about 1,000 PSI, roughly give or take. And then you want GPM, you want gallons per minute, you want water coming out because it's a higher, faster rinse. just the rinse portion? That's why you're using water.
Yeah, so for pressure washing, yeah, that's typically like maybe like 1,000 to 2,000, I'd say is ideal, and you won't damage anything. And then for GPM, anything above 2,000 is amazing as well. 2,000, 3,000 is anything high, like more, as high as you can get, honestly. If you can get as high as possible, I'd say max 2,000 and then as high as possible GPM. If you can get 20,000 GPM, you can rinse a car in like a second. So
Yeah, it's not. It's not possible.
Yeah.
So most pressure washers are that are consumer start at 1.2 GPM, so 1.2 gallons per minute. Okay, when you move into the more automotive pressure washers that are electric mostly, you're looking at 1.7 and above usually. And here's the other limitation people don't. Most people will buy electric because it's convenient, right, for a consumer. And even a lot of mobile details, you'll stick with electric in a nutshell. But some people go gas for a bigger GPM in a nutshell. But if you're doing electric, which I would say most of the market will be looking into, you want to make sure that your breaker can handle something that's higher. So once you get to about 2 gallons per minute, you're going to be at the limit of a 15 amp breaker. So you're going to need a 20 amp if you want to run. Most electric pressure washers that are good, that are above 2.0 GPM, are pushing 20 amp. Yeah. So that's the real limitation. You're going to get to about 2 gallons per minute, which is really good for actually a pressure washer that you're rinsing your cars with. Works fine. If you can get to 3 and 4. Again, you're talking almost fleet level like efficiency. Not always necessary, but again, the more the better. Generally speaking, if you're doing commercially, professionally. But again, limitations and cost is also a factor in a nutshell. I think the other aspect is I think people, when they start with the pressure washers and they use the foam cannons, they don't understand that the foam cannon is highly affected by your GPM. Mm-hmm. So it's highly affected by your GPM if the water is warm or cold, the type of soap, but less the soap than you think actually. It's more actually the GPM. The more water you have, the more suds that you're generally going to have. And so if you have a low GPM pressure washer, you need smaller, what's called orifice, and that's the little kind of, not a filter, but it's a little piece in the pressure washer that kind of funnels the water into the actual filter to create the foam. So if it's less water, then you need a smaller orifice to create foam that actually, in my opinion, is effective, right? Yeah. So that there's another aspect people don't understand. Once you get a higher GPM, your orifice needs to be bigger to allow more water.
Yeah, there's a calculation to it. I don't know it.
Yeah, you can Google it. There's
calculations
calculations and most foam cannons come with a 1.25 orifice, which is about, I think ideally 1.7 to 1.8 ish roughly, like in terms of GPM. Like that's probably your ideal. Yeah. And then so the more GPM you have, the more the bigger your orifice should be, or it starts pulling higher amps and stuff.
Yeah, that's honestly,
very technical.
In my opinion, I think foam cannons are actually for DIY and pro consumers. I don't actually think it's for a business.
You used to use them.
I used to use them when I first started. I don't anymore. I haven't for the last 2 years. I think they're literally for pro consumers, DIY people. And even like pros, if you watch like guys who do trucks, they're not using it. Guys who are doing washing giant trucks, they're not using a foam cannon. They're using they're using like inline chemical. It just comes straight out of your pressure washer, and then you turn it off. They're not filling up, diluting and filling up. It takes way too long. For me, I use kegs now. I have kegs with pre-spray, kegs with my cleaners, and then I spray it. It's always pumped up. I don't have to fill, dilute. It's ready to go. And I think that's a lot easier, faster. You're going to be saving time. So foam cannons, yeah, I think they're, to be honest, I think they're just obsolete for most like businesses that are doing a lot of volume. Like if you're washing like 5, 6, 7 cars, even three cars, you want to save, like you can save a lot of time just by getting rid of them. But yeah.
I still use them. I think they're fun. I think they have some use. But
This is not for fun, man. This is not for
you
fun.
gotta have fun. You gotta have
I
fun.
don't care if it's bubblicious, scented or anything. It's
Yeah,
not for
yeah,
fun.
some fun. You gotta have some fun. I think there is some use to it. There is some use to it in terms of the contact wash, and I think it's okay. But I would say, you know, even if I sometimes if I can avoid it, I will just go straight to rinseless as well. To reduce the water applied on the car. So that I will still use a foam cannon if I'm doing a decon wash and I need a clay towel because it's just easy lubrication. I kind of do my contact and kind of decon at the same time, contact and then decon on with the clay towel. So I'll still use it for that because it's actually, I think it's good lubrication. But again, we're talking kind of more specific niche. And then sometimes I use it because I like it. It's kind of fun, and I'm decently fast with it. So if you have, if you can get a drying aid really quickly on it, in a nutshell, if you don't have spotless. But yeah, that's
so one last thing. So how do you pick a pressure washer to go with? What do you need to think about? So when you're picking a pressure washer, if you're in a shop, to be honest, I think the only way to go is realistically, if you're in in an auto detailing setup, is electric. You're going electric. The reason why is because if you're in a shop, you're not running a gas pressure washer inside the shop. That's ridiculous. You have gas. You have exhaust gas in your shop.
Yeah.
Over time, unless if you had like a pressure washer set up outside of the shop, setting up a gas pressure washer in your shop is ridiculous. You're going to be smelling exhaust fumes.
Yeah, I don't think gas for in shop is something like maybe like a professional hot seat, like, you know, a hot.
Yeah, like a hot seat set up outside.
That's nice.
You can wash the cars,
nice.
then bring them in.
Yeah,
sure.
Those are nice.
In winter, imagine doing that in the winter. That's like in Canada, winter is just
you need
not
a
happening.
heated bay.
You're gonna go inside.
Yeah, you're gonna need a heated bay.
Electric.
You're gonna use electric.
And if you're mobile, it's ridiculous too. They're so loud. They're super loud. You're going to someone's house, and 5 times out of 7 days, between the 16 hours of the day, they're most likely working. You don't want an electric pressure washer going off for a gas pressure washer going off that is so, I don't know how, these things are very loud.
The Honda motors are loud.
So,
but the thing is, the generators, your standard generator is still kind of not. It's not.
No, actually, my generator, the inverters. So I picked the quiet, like
inverters. You gotta pick the inverters,
and
right?
most of my clients, they're like, I can even hear you working. Like the compressors, or quiet. I get the quietest, like, I forgot what they call it, Quiet Tech or whatever. The compressor, the vacuum, they're all quiet enough. They're around 60 decibels, so that when you're inside the house, you can barely hear them, unless we're working in a garage or something. So imagine now you have a gas pressure washer going off at like 80 decibels. It's so loud. You're gonna hear it inside. It's like running a gas lawnmower. You can hear it down the street. So even when you're mobile, get the best electric. It's just, unless if you really don't care.
Yeah, I guess.
Like your clients don't care, you don't care. Just.
But I always suggest, if you're gonna get a generator, get an inverter. Get an inverter generator. It's a lot quieter. It's a significant difference. You don't want the big ass, like, loud generators that are just like huge. Not only the size, they're just spitting out carbon dioxide, like super like the inverters are more expensive, smaller, compact, better technology, but it's worth it. And then some people even do the kind of like the electric generators, like right.
Even quieter.
I would like to get one of those, but I do not want to. Expense is whatever. They're not unaffordable. Yeah, they're more expensive. The issue I have with them is I don't want to have to plug them in like every night.
No, there's
right?
two. You don't have to plug them in every night. There's solar now, and
Yeah, but then you have to install solar panels on top.
Or
God,
you
it's
can,
such a pain in the
or
ass.
You can hook it up to your battery, so your car, and then there's actually a you charge it while driving, or you just leave your car running, and it charges.
Yeah, I don't want to leave I'm not leaving my car running.
know,
That's,
so-
that's ridiculous.
Or it just charges from, like, let's say one job to another. You might be driving. It charges enough for you to do the next job.
Yeah, so like all of that it feels like such a pain in the butt to do. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to do it properly, I'd want probably solar panels on top, but then like solar panels can get damaged and stuff like on your work van and stuff like that. So it's just like so many nuances that, and not only that, it's you have to pay for the panels and get them properly installed. Make sure they don't get destroyed in the weather, right? If it rains and stuff, and on top of it, you've got a very expensive electric generator. That's why, like, I probably will not consider ever moving towards that. Plus, we're in Canada, so we're only doing certain months. If you're in Florida, California, I get it. That kind of maybe makes sense because you're automatically using the sun to power, and maybe your weather's a little nicer. Makes sense. Here, I think it's just you're sticking with you're sticking with the gas inverters. It's just they're cheaper, make more sense. You just fill up gas. Not a big deal.
Honestly, man, if I can get some batteries, I want to try it out. They seem cool. Like, you don't have to move them. You don't have to like, they're always on.
But here's the thing: you're gonna
get
your problem is you're gonna have to constantly swap the batteries. I feel that's a bigger pain in the ass than filling out the gas after every day. That's what I feel. I feel like you basically you do a full days, you're gonna fill up every single day almost basically, right? If you do a full like either every other day, for gas in the generator, either every day or every other day, depending on how long you have it on. But you're gonna be running in 3 or 4 hours.
My generator goes on all day, but I do want to give the electric a try.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Cool.
I think it's cool. I think it's efficient. It's nice. There's no sound to
quiet.
it.
Very quiet.
There's no sound to it. So it's only your pressure washer and your air compressor making.
And
the
if
noise
you get
vacuum.
dual EcoFlow Pro, Ultra,
it's Delta
like
3 Pro.
Delta 3 Pro.
Yeah.
It's like 7,000 watts. I think it's like
the wattage isn't the issue because
no, I mean it can just handle any load.
Yeah,
it can handle the load.
Yeah, handle the loads. Yeah, no.
But
No, I don't want to have to charge them because what's going to happen is you're going to have one main unit and the other unit you're going to have to pull it out and charge. And while the battery, the portable unit one is probably not heavy as the main unit, they're not light either. I think
they're not light.
They're not light either. So they're not easy to carry out, and so you have to every day you have to carry out and plug it in to carry back in. I think that's a pain in the ass. And then so you'll only be running half power anyways because unless you're carrying both of them out or running an extension or something like that constantly, it's a pain in the ass. And I mean, your van's parked outside, my van's parked outside. I'm not running fucking extensions into
I get it.
right? So I would say, for most people, you're going gas inverter for sure. You're getting popular Champion, right? Champion's good. Champion gas.
Honda.
The gas inverters are the best, and they last. And no issues. Give you 3 or 4 years without having problems, and as long as you change the oil and stuff. So. Yeah. Okay, guys.
Cool.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you for listening. See you guys later.